Hello friends, welcome to Coding Techniques again. Today I'm going to show you how to work with the NGX Datatable in Ionic application. You can work with the same in Angular application also, but I'm going to show you in Ionic one. So let's get started. And before getting started, if you haven't checked my courses, do check it out. Links are there in the description, and also the templates that are also launched. Just check all the stuff. Everything is available in the description. Just check out all the description and even the pinned comment too. With that being said, let's start our video. So here I have created a new project, and this is Ionic 7.5.0, the latest version that we have here. And here I have created a standalone project in which I have already cleared everything from the HTML part and even the SCSS also. Alright, and this is the output that you can just see here. Alright, now in order to work with the NGX Datatable, this is the plugin that I'm going to use. Simply search for NGX Datatable and open up the which link? The first link. Okay, this is the how it is going to show up, and in order to install it, you simply go to the installing section. Now this is the installation part. Simply copy it and go to your code, kindly paste it here, and you are good to go after hitting the enter button. Alright, now meanwhile that is being done, I'll show you the theming part also. You have to import all these things in your not global.scss actually. I'll show you where you should do it. Well, you should go directly to the angular.json file. Alright, and here you need to scroll down to the section where you have the styling part. Where is it? Well, you need to scroll towards the top where I have kept it. Okay, this is the one. So I have here index.scss. Well, the ones that are shown here is index.scss, then material, then icons. What I have here, I have the material one, the dark one also, and the bootstrap one also I have taken because I have used it earlier. So I had all these files. If you don't want, you can remove these two ones and keep the other ones as you like. Okay, this is how you need to pass it. Simply just copy my code and paste it for this particular one, and you're good to go. After that is done, simply close this file and you are good to go, because the basic setup is already done for the theming part also, and you are good to go to work with the NGX Datatable. Now how does it look like? Let me just show you here. In order to get started, this is how it looks like. Okay, let me take this particular example. I'll just copy this stuff in order to show you that it actually works. Then I'm going to design it a bit more. Alright, let's have it here. Now after that, what's the next part? This is the template which I need to have. Let's copy that. And I'm going to pass it in the HTML one, in the content one. Okay, don't worry about the error. In order to fix this, I need to import NGX Datatable module. This is the one. It is imported from swimline/NGX Datatable, and it is also shown here. You don't need to worry about it. Well, where it is shown, this is the way you should do it. And for this ng module one, if you have the modules file, definitely you need to pass it in that particular imports, but I'm using the standalone project, that is why I'm passing it directly here in the imports one. Alright, and you can see the output is showing up. This is how it is working, right? So you can just toggle it. Alright, it's working great. Don't worry about the theming part, we are going to work with that. But right now this is the basic design, but I don't want to use this particular design here. Alright, so I'm just going to actually remove it. And in fact, what I'll do here is I'll keep this as an empty, or shall I remove all of it? Yes, I think I should. Okay, let's clear up everything once again. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the HTML part, and here in the ion content, first of all, I'll change the background to be of light color. Okay, it is changed. And now I'll work with ion grid, ion row, and ion column here. Okay, this is how I'm going to do that. Closing text for all of them. Okay, all right. So this is done. Now you will get the error in standalone one because we are not importing directly the Ionic module, and I'm importing each one of them one by one. So I need to pass here ion grid, comma, ion row. I know it's little hazardous task, but you need to do that if you want to use it. Or you can simply have Ionic module to be imported here, and you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. But let's go with the hardest way to work with. Okay, all right, I think this is done. Great, everything is sorted now. All right, what next I need to do in the HTML one, I have the column part here. Within the column, I need to work with the NGX Datatable, but I'm going to keep all of it within an ion card so that it gives a look and feel that something is different. Okay, now let me import the ion card also. All right, this is imported. Great, no more errors, right? Now I can simply go ahead with the NGX data table here. So for NGX data table, this will be my code where I'm going to have the NGX data table here, where I've given an identifier of like table, any name, you can just pass it out. Then the class is material because I want to use the material design of the NGX data table, and column mode, well, I want the column modes, that is why it is being done. So, okay, then header height, I fixed it to 50. Then the footer height is also set to 50. Okay, more than that, content will be done in swiping one. So not swiping, actually scrolling part. It will come up in the scrolling part. Okay, then the row height, I have passed it as auto. Okay, because I'm not scrolling vertically, because I fixed a limit to be of 10 items in one proper page. Okay, if you want more of that, and if you want horizontal scrolling, because the horizontal scrolling is already set to true, so it is working in this particular way. You have to do it. If you want to set the vertical scrolling also, then you need to pass the row height, and vertical scrolling, simply change this. You can simply pass. Let me just show you. I'll copy it and I'll paste it. All right, this is how you can simply pass the vertical scrolling, okay, along with horizontal scrolling. But if you're passing vertical scrolling, make sure you set the height of the row height. Okay, it auto won't work, it will give you an error. Remember that. Okay, all right, after doing this, there is one thing which I have not told you about, the loading indicator. So whenever the data is getting loaded, there will be an indicator. All right, so that will come up just like a loading part or progress bar kind of stuff. Okay, all right, so let's fix all this error at first. I'll go to the TS file. Now in the TS file, in the home page class, I will have few properties here. Let me paste it. These are the few properties, the identifier I'm using for the data table, because if I want to access any function of that, then directly I can use it up. All right, and the column mode is being used, will be imported from swimlane NGX data table. Okay, all of them are imported, I suppose, and this is a boolean value. Fine, so this is how it is being done, and these are the imports that you have here from NGX data table. Okay, all right, so once that is done, we have some data that is showing up, right? But we don't have any data within the NGX data table right now, because I'm not going to implement the first pattern which you just saw. I'm going to use something different which you are gonna like. All right, so this is done. Anything else we need to do? I don't think so. Let's get started with this particular data here. Now, before working with this stuff, let me just do one thing. Let me get the data for our row and temp here. I'll tell you why I'm using temp and row here. Don't worry. But before that, I need to implement ng on init. For that, on init class interface should be imported. So once that is imported, I'm going to have this particular stuff, ng on init1, where I'm going to call this loading indicator set to true at first, until unless I get the data. This is the data which I have passed, where I have the ID, name, gender, and company. You have just seen that. All right, I have passed the same stuff only, just copied it, I think 4 or 5 times maybe, and changed the ID here. So I have just integrated ID there and making a copy of the temp to pass it in the row. It will help us in searching later on. I'm going to show you that part also. And finally, once everything is done, I'll set the loading indicator to be false, because once you get all the data set up, you don't need the loading indicator there. All right. Okay, once that is done, I think we are good to go with the HTML part now. In the HTML, what am I going to do? I need to pass the header along with the column data. For that, let me just show you how it can be done. This is how it can be done. NGX Datatable column, property name ID. So I'm directly passing the property name. If you don't want to pass the property name, you can simply skip this particular part and go ahead. So ng template should be used, where let column. It will be a column, obviously. NGX Datatable header template. Yeah. Sorting sort function will be applied here. That is why you have this particular stuff here. Okay. Then what is the header name? Okay. Table header, that is ID. If you change it up, it will get changed there also. Okay. Just check it out. Fine. So I hope you are getting it. Now, I don't need to pass the value here, because it will be taken automatically as I have passed the property, and I want to exactly get the property name. Don't worry, I'll show you. If you want to modify the data here, definitely you can do that up. Okay. But this is how it should be used. All right. So we have it for the ID. Let's check it. What else do we have? All right. But before that, this is all done within NGX Datatable column. So for one column, you have to do it in this manner. For each and every column, you have to perform some stuff. Okay, let me just show you. The next one will be for the name one. So for the name one, again, the same stuff is being done. Property name is name, okay, which is present here. This is name, and it is being passed because we have already taken the row here. All right, in the rows, I have passed the array. That is why it is taking the data from there. All right. I hope you're getting it. Now I'll show you the next part, which is the gender one. Now in the gender one, I have passed the property. If you want, you can skip that. Okay. And same thing is here. Even the header is same, but again, I have another ng template here in which I am passing let row equals to row. Now this is very much valuable. You can pass let value equals to value. Okay, and you can modify that particular value here. Say like I don't want to pass this. It will only access the value of that particular gender. Say like we have male or female, so it will only get those values. Okay, if you want to access the name here, you cannot do that with the help of value. Okay, so you can directly access the value in this particular way. Fine, and you will get the result. Just check it out. This is the way it is coming up. Fine, but if you want to do something, say like, or you can do some conditional also. Say like if value equals to male, then you can do something like any string. Say like if it is not, then woman or man. You can simply change that. Okay, you will see that the conditions are getting applied here. All right, that is how it is working. Correct. It's not male. I think it's male, small, not e capital. Now this will come up. Yeah, this is working now. All right, so this is how it is working. But if you want to access the name and other stuff here, then you cannot use this value here. Let me just pass it in commented manner so that you can simply check. If you want to use this row one, row will get you the whole data of that particular row. Okay, and in this particular way, you need to apply that. Now you can get the name also. Say like how will give that. Let's say in this particular way you are doing it, row question mark dot name. Fine, so the name will also come up. Just check this out, male Austin. So you can have the name or any other field that you want here. So this is the benefit of using gender. Sorry, this is the benefit of using this row. Okay, I hope you're getting it. But here we don't need this particular row here. We need just a value to be passed. I don't want to work with anything here. So simply pass the value, or I'll just pass a row here in this particular way. You will understand. Fine. And I'll make a copy of it for the value one in order to make you understand this particular stuff. All right. Let me just pass value here also, value. And I hope you're getting that. Now the final one is the company one we have here. So the company here is being passed, and just check it out. This is the company, right? This whole data is coming up pretty nicely here. Well, now there is one more thing you can try to pass if you want to have some buttons there, right? In fact, you can pass it here also if you want to. All right, but if you want to have some different kind of a look, because in a dashboard you definitely have those kind of stuff, so I'm going to show you that part also. Don't worry about the error, but well, let me just fix the error at first. Okay, then I'll just show you. Let's go to TS file, edit function, row of type, let's say any, delete item, where you will pass the row of type any. These are the two functions. Let me just change this to edit. All right, now the error is gone, and this is going to be delete. Okay, you will see two buttons here. One is edit and the other one is the delete button. All right, and this is going to be actually iron button, not a normal button. Size will be small, fill will be outline. Okay, let me do the same here also. Now what is the error that is coming up? Because I don't have the iron button imported, so I need to just do that here. Well, this is something which I don't like doing most of the time, but I have to do it if I'm using it in this way. But anyways, you can use an Ionic module. Again, I'm saying that. Now you can see the button is coming up pretty nicely. That's great. So how it is being done? Well, how it is actually getting on top of others, because I've given frozen right to be true. You can give frozen left also. If I just remove this up, it will be just like a normal column. Just check this out. This is just like a normal column, right? But if you just skip that, well, that's gonna look pretty different. Okay, just check this out. You can simply scroll here, but it will be fixed. That is what it means. All right, so I'm just going to cut that and paste it here, make it in a commented manner. Fine. So this is the header name that you have. Then we have the ng template, in which I have the two buttons here. Where one is the edit button and the other one is the delete button that I have kept. Okay, so I'm not going to perform any action there because I have passed the row, and you will get the whole record of that particular row there. Fine, whichever is clicked. So it's pretty easy to understand this particular stuff. And if you just check this out, if I just log any one of those, console.log, let's say row, let me just show you here how it performs. If I click on that, just check this out. The row value is coming up in a JSON format. That's how it is working, right? Okay, so this is done. Now I'm still not happy with that. I need to do a lot of stuff here, right? Now what exactly I want to do, let me just show you. First of all, I want to design this particular stuff. It's pretty simple, right? Let's design it up. And in order to design this, well, I already have it in my global.scss file, which I have kept it in a commented manner. Just check this out if I have all these things, okay? The search table one also is there. Let me just comment this particular one, not needed right now. It is for the search one which I'm going to use, okay? Just check this out at first. All right, just look at the design. The header part is changed completely, how it is looking. You have the pagination also. I didn't show you, right? This is the pagination and this is the total one. And like I said, the footer one is set to 50. So if you have to just scroll in order to check the whole value. And if you want to just see the bigger picture here, then, okay, not this way. I have to dog this in this particular way and enlarge it. I can simply cut this. Just check this out. This is how it is looking, okay? And this is coming up. So it is looking great here. Let's have it again. All right, fine, you're getting it. So this is how we have designed this particular stuff here. Now let's work with this searching one also. How you're going to search in this particular NGX data table. So I'm going to use few little simple stuff which I have just shown you, and you can work with a lot of things here, okay? If you have more data, that pagination will come into play. Say like if I'm going for second page, 11 and 12 is coming up in the second page. That is how it is working. All right, now what I need to do here is I'll go to the top here in the iron card. This is the iron card, and within that, not exactly within that, let me just pass it within the iron column here. Okay, I'm using an iron input where I've given type of text and class is iron text center, so everything will be centered up there. Means that whatever I write or the placeholder will also be centered up. This is the placeholder which I have kept, and iron input, whenever you're typing something, it will just get detected and will help you in searching part. Okay, now in order to get rid of the error, I need to import the iron input also. All right, iron input, and the error will be gone. I only have this update filter error because I need to create this function in the TS file. Let's get down and let me create it here. This will be my function, update filter function, in which you can just log the event. You will get event.detail.value, actual value, and I'm transferring it into lowercase because I want all the string into lowercase, which will help us in searching much better. Okay, so I'll just remove it or keep it for you. Now this is how we filter it. I have all the data in my temp, right? And this is why I have kept it in the temp, because I'm going to apply the searching there, and whatever result I get in the temp one, I'm just going to pass it in the rows one. So the row will show up here, but the temp will hold the actual data, all right, the whole array data. So searching won't impact the temp array. That is why I'm using two arrays for the same stuff. Now here, I'm just using the function property here. Even you can simply do it in this particular way also. Let me just remove it. I think this will work. Right, this is how you pass the data. Okay, now in the global.scss, first of all, the styling part for the search one also I have just passed it, okay, where I'm passing margin right to be 1.2 VH, then background of iron input and border radius I have changed here, and along with that the padding, margin and width I have set it to 30%. Okay, now this is how it is looking like, and in bigger picture it's going to look different. Let me just open up in another tab. This is how it's going to look, right? So it's looking great here, correct? All right, so I'm not going to explain you this particular stuff because the header, it's pretty simple to understand. All right, and this all classes, well, I have just used the NGX data table here and some other stuff to change the color and everything. Well, just go through this to change the stuff as per your requirement. Okay, the word will not break, like it will not hide, it will show all the words properly. That is why this word wrap is being given, means it will break the words. So these are the classes which I have used here. You don't need to worry about a lot. I'm sure you will understand this particular stuff. Now after doing that, the design of this is changed for the search one also. Let's check the functionality part here. So I'm just returning if it is matching the name property here within the row, because D denotes the row actually, and if it is matching the gender or company, then it will directly show up. Okay, I have not given the ID because ID is not a string and it will only take the string part for searching. Okay, and for this particular stuff, if you convert this into a string, then definitely you can search with that also. So that is what you need to do if you want to go for ID. Okay, let me just show you. I think I should do it. Let me copy it and I'll just paste it here. .id to string function and then converting it into lowercase. Well, you don't need to do it in lowercase right now, so I can remove it if until unless you have some string data. So I think it's gonna be fine, right? This is how it's going to work. So now let's try searching, and finally if there is nothing, then it will also be passed if value is not available. So whatever is getting matched, it's gonna be passed, and finally you will have the data in the row 1, and find at last the table property which I have just used here, okay, and I've set it to it's not null, which I've set it here. That is why the exclamation sign is being given. So this is used here, the offset property I'm using here, which I'm setting it to 0, so that whenever the filter changes, always go back to the first page. So if you are in any other page, say like second or third, definitely you will jump back to the first page once again. So this is the meaning of using this up. All right, now let's go for searching. Say like I search for 1. So just check this out. 1 is getting searched, right? Say like 1 0, and this is coming up. Say like I want to search for Austin. Okay, so all the Austins are coming up. I think I should show you here. Okay, then it will be better. See like swim, SWI. Anything else you want to search? Male you want to search? Simply go for male, but this is not showing all the males. Okay, female is also having a male, right? At last, correct? So it will show up. Say like if I go for female, then it's going to be fine. All the females are showing up. So this is how you can work around with the searching part also. It's pretty simple to work with, right? So this is how I have implemented the NGX data table into our Ionic application, and you can apply the same into the Angular application also. Just you need to change the tags here. Instead of Ionic tags, you need to use the simple HTML tags here, and you're good to go. So I hope you have liked this particular video. With this, I'm going to wrap up for the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe it and hit the like button if you like this particular video. Fill up the comment, guys, and check the pinned comment too for enrolling in the courses if you are liking. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up for the day. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.